Hi everyone, welcome back. It's day 3 of my journey to learn Japanese using the app that I've spent the last year or so building. The goal of the streams is to share my progress in learning Japanese, starting as a complete beginner. And so for that reason, I'm avoiding learning any Japanese outside of the stream so that you can come along for the whole journey. So far, with just about 2 hours of total study time, I've learned how to read hiragana, including the dakuten and handakuten variations. And also, I've been studying hiragana yun combinations, which I'm now also able to read. You can view my previous streams on the LingoCommand YouTube channel for more information about that. However, today I'm going to be moving on to katakana. So let's start with a brief overview of what katakana is. And just as a like explanation for my reasoning here, I think immediately jumping to vocabulary is nice, but if you're not able to read hiragana and katakana, it's going to be very hard to get, I think, past the beginner level. Like, you're going to have to come back and study that anyways. And so in my opinion, learning hiragana and katakana is probably going to unlock a lot of like deeper understanding of the language. So I think, that's a good place to start. So Japanese has 3 writing systems: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. This is a phonetic writing system that I was studying yesterday and the day before. 46 characters for the basic alphabet, and then you've got some other variations, 25 dakuten and handakuten variations, and 36 yun combinations. In any case, this part is covered, and let's talk about katakana. So not too dissimilar in the sense that this katakana writing system has 46 characters here, or at least the basic 46 characters. But the main difference is that katakana is used to write foreign load words. So let's take this example, like camera presumably comes from the English word camera. And so instead of writing it using hiragana, because to kind of show that this is a foreign word, this writing system is used. And what you may notice is that the structure is very similar to hiragana. So you've got 46 characters. You've got these rows of 5. A, I, U, E, O. So these are all the vowels, and then you've got these characters which start with a consonant and end with a vowel, and they follow the same vowel pattern. So it's ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. So the first one starts with an A, ends with an A. Next one ends in an I, a U, an E, an O, etc. Now, of course, there's some more theory here, right? Like there are 4 more lessons, and I do remember a lot of this theory because obviously I built this whole app. But the main thing is, like, of course you can understand the theory, but you need to be able to read the 46 characters, and that's with katakana. I think maybe I know this one, but that's about it. So what we can do is we can go to this katakana exercise, and this table shows us like the Romaji interpretation for this katakana character. And really like useful part is to do the quiz, right? So because of the pattern, I sort of know like, okay, the first one's an A, an I, an U, an E, an O, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Let me turn down the volume a little bit here. That's nice and all, but I'm just exploiting the fact that I know how the pattern works. If I apply random ordering, that basically, as you can see here, it permutes the rows. And so now, of course, I can see here, okay, the first one is Su. But I have absolutely no idea what this next character is. So like maybe it's no. Okay, no. This one, I think it's I. Is this U? No. Maybe just to kind of see what level I'm at. Let's see how many I can get right. So this one kind of reminds me of the hiragana character key. But, as you can see, this is miserable so far. Maybe just to see what level I'm currently at, I'm just gonna continue. So yeah, for example, this one looks very similar to the hiragana character for ka. Wow, this is good though, right? Because you want to get a baseline. You want to see like what level you're currently at. Honestly, I'm just gonna put A like when I have no idea. I know this one. This is he. There we go. So okay, 24%. Let's save the result. And so here you can see my grades from yesterday and the day before. I managed to get those up to 100%. But this one is 24%, so that's very poor. And so what I like to do when studying is breaking things down into a smaller subproblem. And so basically what we can do is we can say, okay, let's try and just study these 5 vowels. So we can hide the unselected characters, apply random ordering, and try and get these right. So I know this is A, this is E. So it's U, E, O. So maybe this one's O. And then this one is E. There we go. This one's U. Nice. Let's apply random ordering again. So I'm not too bad, it seems, with the vowels. So that's good. Let's apply random ordering again. So this is U. This is A, O, E, E. So that's nice. But obviously, just knowing 5 is it's a place to start, but we want to get a bit more ambitious. So what I'm gonna do, because even with these 5, I might get them wrong later. So what I'm gonna do is just add the next 5. So my idea is to sort of work my way up until at one point I could do all 46. So what we'll do is we've got 10 characters here. We'll apply random ordering. And perhaps a bit sneaky, but what I'll do is I'll start with the vowels, right? So this is E, U, A, E. Then I know this is Ka, this is Ki, so I just know all that's left is Ke, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko. So which one is Ku? I'm gonna, something about this, it looks like Ku. No. Okay, so that's wrong. So we just have Ke and Ko left. They look very similar to me. Oh, so this is Ku. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and understand. So if I get rid of random ordering and look at this table, to me, these two look very similar, Ku and Ke. So this dash, it extends to the right, whilst here it stops. Extends, the word extend ends in it starts in an E, and this ends in an E. Now that's a bit convoluted, but I'm trying to basically come up with this like little story, little mnemonic, I think it's called, to try and remember what's what. And then also, basically, if it doesn't extend, then it's Q. You just gotta remember that. And then the box. Oh, this looks like a box. The middle letter of box is O. This ends in an O. Yeah, as you could probably, tell, this is convoluted reasoning, and at one point you're going to become so proficient that you don't need these little hacks to remember what's what. But I think as a complete beginner, it's always very useful. So I know this one, right? Q, this is O, this is Ka. This is a box, right? It looks like a box to me, with one side missing. The second letter of box is an O, so this is Ko. This extends to the right, so this is Ke. And then this one, that's U. Ooh. This is, it's funny because it looks like an I, but it is an E. And this is A. This one is actually E. And then this one, it doesn't extend, so it's Q. So we're making some progress, right? We got the first 10. Now, of course, the more characters you add, the harder it is to distinguish these, because also when I'm doing the quiz, I know that there are just 10 options. A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko. So when we add the next 5, it gets increasingly more difficult the more characters you add. But that's okay. We're here to study. So Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. So we're going to hide the unselected characters. I'm going to apply random ordering. And I'm just going to start with the ones that I know. So this is Ka. Skip this one. This is not extended, so it's Ku. Don't know this. This is, looks like a box. Oh. But it's cool. It's cool. Oof. Almost went wrong there. This is I. This is Ki. Don't know what this is. This is O. This is U. This extends, so it's Ke. This is A, and this is E. So now, what about the rest? So I think this is first of all, like these 5 letters, like, are they the cluster of 5 that starts with an S? Is like Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So? Because if so, something about this to me screams Se. But it's Sa. Okay. Is this Se? This looks like She. Maybe this one's Sa? No. What's that one? So. So then this is Sa. So I think the trick here now is to go back to study, unapply random ordering, and just look at these bottom 5, right? These are the 15 characters. I've hidden the unselected characters. And what I notice is that She and So look very similar. And also, just in case you're wondering, this bottom dash here, this is to denote that it's a hyperlink, right? That's not actually part of the character. The point is that this is clickable. So you can click on this, and then you can see the stroke order. Stroke order means like the correct way in order to write this letter. Yeah, so in the Japanese writing system, they kind of insist that you write the characters in a specific order. For example, this is a bit of a side. Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. If you were to write this character first and then this one and this one, I believe it's not efficient and it makes your handwriting like not look as good. Apparently, like, Japanese native speakers, like teachers or something, they can tell when their students don't write it in the correct stroke order. But I think more importantly is like, this is what is the norm within Japan. And so I think, you know, as a complete beginner, it's important to do as the natives do, native speakers. So, you know, one day when I practice like how to write these characters, the stroke order is important. But yeah, the main point is just to basically say this bottom line here is just like with any hyperlink, like here, to denote that it's a link to the video. So I was struggling with these bottom 5. If this is a bit of a pair, right? They look similar, she and so. So when there's only one dash at the top, it's a little lonely. Lonely, the second letter is an O. So that's how I'm gonna remember this, because this ends in an O, so. And then I just have to remember that she and so are kind of paired in this regard. I think I can remember that this is su, and this is se. And if not, you know, I'll just do a couple of rounds of the quiz until I do remember it. So let's just lock in. This extends, so it's ke. This is o. This is not extending, so it's ku. And here we have 2 dashes, so it was she and so. So is the one that's on its own, it's kind of lonely, so this is she. This is se. This is i. This is ki. This is ka. This is ko, because of the box thing. Kind of looks like a box. The second letter of box is O, so this is O. This is sa. This is a. So. U. And so she and so are paired. We've already covered those. We've seen sa and se, so this is su. That one's gonna be a bit harder to remember, but I think this so far it's not going too bad. It's not going too poorly. So why not, as before, include another 5. And we're gonna, you know, we're gonna hide the unselected characters. I'm just gonna analyze these bottom. Oh, this is gonna be a large problem, right? Because this tsu looks a lot like she, and it looks a lot like so. So, because actually also, you know, I'm talking about 1 dash, 2 dash, but these dashes, if you look at the angle, they're a lot more horizontal. This one is almost like it's more diagonal. And then also this bottom stroke, you know, it's a lot less steep than this one. And I feel like these 2 strokes are, I visually can't even see the difference. So basically what I'm gonna have to remember is that there's now a cluster 3. So you have she and so and tsu. They all kind of look similar. And so and tsu have the steep diagonal line at the bottom. But tsu has two dashes at the top. So okay, if they're 2 and it's steep, 2 and steep, that's a lot of T's in there, then it's tsu. So that's, I'm going to try and remember that. I think I can remember this one. I think this should be okay. Might struggle with these, but I think what I'd rather do is just make some mistakes, you know. Just gonna have a couple of failures under my belt. And that, you know, as you keep doing that, as you keep repeating, you're just gonna learn, right? Because each time you get this error message, you'll be like, oh no, why did I get it wrong? So this doesn't extend, so it's ku. This is u. This is i. This is su. And this is a vertical, you know, steep. There are 2 dashes. Those dashes are diagonal. So this is tsu, this is e, this is a, and then this one is ta, ti, tu, da, to. Oof. I think this is ta. It's a bit sketch to go and like do them out of order, but whatever it takes, you know, for now. So I think this might be T. Or is it ta? Let's hold off, right? Let's focus on the ones we can do. So this looks like a box with one side missing. Second letter of box is O. So okay, ho, because this ends in a O. This extends to the right. This horizontal dash. So we know that this is cat. This one, 2 dashes. And when there's 1 dash, it's lonely. Oh, so this is not soul, because that's basic. Like this is that's so annoying. When I changed where my cursor was, it just filled in the thing. But basically, like this one is soul. That's fine. I knew this was she. That's okay. We can take that on the chin. So now that ain't too bad. Like oh, we skipped this one. Now what I could do is just look at all other responses of mine, and then by process of elimination try and get this, but I feel that's a bit sketch, so I'm gonna not do that. So this is T. No, it's not. It's because hiragana and katakana have a one-to-one mapping. I'll explain that in a second, but this is chi. Sweet. Let's talk about this one-to-one mapping, like super briefly. So we had 46 hiragana characters, right? We have 46 katakana characters, and as it turns out, the pronunciation for these 2 characters is the same, and it's actually in this table. Whatever's on the left has the same pronunciation as whatever's on the right.
To, shi.
And so, because of this one-to-one mapping, right? I almost made an interesting mistake here, but I caught myself in time. If we go to basic katakana, and we go to chi, I was like, oh, ta, ti, tu, ta, to. But because I know what's going on with hiragana, that it's ta, chi, tsu, tse, to, I was like, this cannot be T because T does not exist in hiragana. And then because of this one-to-one mapping, it therefore cannot exist in katakana either. So I know this is chi. So that's fine. That's good. Let's try and censor this. So I don't think we were doing too poorly. You know, all the way up to including this. So let's reselect these 20 characters. And I suppose now it's time to go for these. At the next cluster of 5. Now, this is each time it's getting harder because not only are you adding 5 characters, but also each time when you try and answer a question, you're now not trying to guess it out of a cluster of 20, it's a cluster of 25, and next time 30. So it's sort of, in my opinion, the difficulties is increasing kind of at a non-linear rate. It's like this is how hard it's getting. But you know, fortunately it doesn't go on forever, right? There's just 46 characters. How am I gonna remember this? So to me, this bottom dash, it actually looks quite a lot like the bottom dash here, or bottom stroke. So no, gonna use a mnemonic, you know, a little trick to try and remember this. If it's just like a horizontal dash, you know, it's kind of like a rejection, like no.
No.
Yeah, okay, so it's pronounced no. Like this O vowel is kind of short, no, not no. But This is spelled like how no is spelled in English. So that's how I'm gonna remember this one. This one, I just feel like I can remember it. This one, these other three, I can't really think of a quick way to try and remember them. And that's fine because, you know, if you do the quiz, get a couple of failures, you know, under your belt, then eventually you sort of just know what's going on. So this is that. This is sa. This is she and so were paired. So was, you know, when there was one dash at the top, you know, it's lonely. So this is not that. So this is she. This is ka. This is ki. And this looks a lot like this new pair that we now have. So to me, I think it was, and this new pair, that's not right. This new cluster of 5, right? Nani nu ne no. To me, this symbol was like the fourth one, like the second one from the bottom. So I think this is ne. This is su. So it extends its cat. So this one it's she and so were a pair. So is if it's one. She we already had though, right? So there was like a third one, which is outside of this group of 5 that's with the S. So I'm just trying to remember. Which groups of 5 have we had? We have had the vowels, then it's ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, sa, shi, su, se, so, and then it's ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and it was tsu. That was it. So that was a ridiculous amount of time just to read like one character, of course, but with familiarity, speed is going to increase. I don't think this is the group of 5 with the N. I think we've already had this. So we have ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and then like all of this. What was this again? This is te. Wait. A, I, U, E, O. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Wait, let's use this. So the vowels, then K, then S, then T, and then N. So there are 25 characters, 5 groups of 5. The fourth one is ka, a, u, e, o, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, ta, chi, tsu, te, to, sa, shi, su, se, so. But the S came first and then T. I think this is something with a T. I don't think it's da. I don't think it's su because we already had that one. I don't think it's chi. So ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Te. Oh god, it's ta. At least I was right about it starting with a T. This is ni. I don't know, I just know that. Ko. This is one that starts with an S. Sa, shi, su, se, sol. Is that? No. Gee, that's bad. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. This is ku. This is u. This looks, you know, like a kind of like a rejection, like no. Oh. This one looks lonely, right? This dash here at the top, it's on its own. So this is sol. This is E. This is Sa. Nah, okay. This is, what is this? Let's slow down for a second. This is Te. This is Se. I think this is something with, this is a Nu. Okay. So that's quite a lot of mistakes, right? That's 3 out of 25. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock in, keep going until I get 100%, then move on to the next group of 5. So Ki, I, Ku, A, E. So she and so were paired. And then you also had tsu. But I think, so is the easy one. That's one with 1 dash. It's lonely. Second letter of lonely is O, which is the last letter of so. So the question is it she or is it tsu? But I think the dashes were more horizontal on she. So I'm gonna put my money on tsu. This is O. This one is she. And this one, oh, what on earth? There's more. I think this is like one. Is this something with an N? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back to that one. So this is Su. This is Ko. This is Ko. This is Ne. This is Sa. This is I ain't falling for this again. This is Na. No, it's Ta. Okay. This one. This is like in that cluster with the ends, right? Nani nu no. So this is Ni. This one I don't know, so I'm gonna skip it. But this is Se. Ka. I'm gonna skip it for now. So this is this extends. This is No. This is it's weird, but something in me says it's Chi. Because I remember getting it wrong last time. So I guess that's just what it is. This is Na. And so by process of elimination, this gotta be Ni, right? Say what? Soul. This is Ni. Wait, what? How did I go from doing well to getting 2 wrong in a row? This is Te. Looks like I've got a lot to learn still. This is Nu. This is Soul. Let's go again. Apply random ordering. Ka. Su. Ku. I think that's Chi. Yeah, that's Chi. This one is skip. This is Ni. This is She. This is Soul. Soul. Ki. Ne. Nu. Skip that one for now. Set. This is Cat. Because it extends. Extends starts with an E. This ends with an E. Yeah. This is Na. This is Ko. Box. O. O is the second letter of box. A bit convoluted, but it works. This is Tol. So you see how I'm heavily relying on these little stories that I make up to try and kind of figure out what these characters are. This one, Su. The way I remember that is I remember she and Sol were paired, but Sol lonely. It's got one character at the top. She has two, but those two characters were more like horizontal, whilst these were vertical, or they're more diagonal. And so I was like, actually, there's another one, right? So it's she and Sol, and then Su. So I kind of remember this cluster of three. This is E, despite looking like I. This is No. It's a rejection, kind of. Sa, te, I, U, A. So then, what is this? Nu? Nu? So what is this? This is Ta. Ta. I think I really know that I understand this group of 25 if I can do them in order. No skipping around. Just gotta lock in. Come on! Nice, so that's 25 characters learned. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide the we're gonna show like basically what characters we've selected. We're gonna undo random ordering, right? So that we can select the next 5. So this is like the cluster 5 for H. If we're gonna be super strict, like this is Fu, right? Not Hu. But I think those are. This is more commonly like the romanization for this is more commonly like Fu, but I think in some places it's written Hu. But I think those sounds are even similar in Japanese. So it's ha hi fu he ho. I'm not gonna remember this. This one, it looks just like he does in hiragana, so that's easy. This kind of looks like a home, right? You can imagine that's the roof. These are the walls. This is, I don't know, some pillar keeping the whole structure afloat. As for ha, he, and he, or ha, he, and fu, well, I'm gonna just do that the brute force way. I'm just gonna make some mistakes. And with enough repetition, I'll get the hang of it. So this is so, ni, se, shi, to, suma, just a tad actually. To, te, na. Made this mistake before. I gotta sort it out. Come on. It's actually going pretty well. This is going very well. Okay, so this one, it looks like a home. Home, first 2 characters, H-O. This one is net, this looks, if I remember correctly, this is he and then this is fu. So, it's very good. It's very good. I just gotta, I'm gonna come up with a story for this. because I keep getting this wrong. I gotta sort this out. This looks like, okay, this is so convoluted, but I don't want to make it like perfect. I just want to, anything will do. So this to me almost looks like a rocking chair, like, you know, it can kind of slide in. And a rocking chair is a piece of furniture, and so is a table, right? And a table, first two characters are T and A. So very convoluted, but let's try that. So this, let's try and get 100. So this is he, pull, he, ha, fu, te. This looks like, you know, the chi and she and soul pair, but it's actually tsu, because these are these two dashes are more diagonal. Ka. This extends, right? This horizontal dash extends to the right. Extends, starts with an E. This is ke. This is E. Zoom out a little bit. This is set. This is net. This is a. This is ku. This is soul. Okay, this one, it's actually easy now because this looks like a rocking chair. This is a piece of furniture. The piece of furniture that also exists as a table. This is ta. So you see how ridiculous that is, but it just makes you come up with this little story and then you remember. This is ta. This is ha. This is she. This is ta. This is she. So that's great. This ain't going too bad. So we're gonna unapply random ordering, like remove that. We're gonna see the ones that we selected. Now we only have 16 left to go, right? So at this point, if I include these, we'll be at 35. So let's hide the unselected characters. Let's go to the bottom. Then we're gonna do mami mi memo, right? Now, this one, it's not too hard, right? Because mi is 2 dashes, ni is 2 dashes, and mi is 3. Ni and mi are kind of similar. In fact, we're going to be extra, like, make it easy to remember. This has like 2, the letter N has like 2 vertical parts, and mi has 3. And ain't that funny? There are 3 dashes here, and there are 2 there. So that's going to make it practically impossible to forget what this is. This is a triangle looking shape, almost. So how can I try and remember this? This looks like let's try and find a word that starts with M and U. Mu. Okay, change of plan. Mutation. You know, when something mutates, it kind of, let's say it. This is step 1, this is step 2, and step 3 until it mutates. I don't know, some COVID vaccination, COVID strain, whatever. It almost looks like a hazard sign, like a warning, a triangle. This, it almost looks like, you know, 2 lines crossing. A meeting of 2 lines. M-E, meeting of 2 lines. And this one, I just feel like I can remember that one. So, let's see what happens. So this looks like a rocking chair, which is, you know, a piece of furniture, just like a table. So this is top. This is nu. Ko, chi. This one, we small. This is ni. This is ne. This is that. This one is It's me, right? Because 3 dashes, just like the 2 dashes here. M has 3 vertical dashes. N has, you get it. Very, very easy to remember. Triangle, mutation, right? We had like this whole thing that I made up. So this is me. This is na, se, sa, no, right? Because it's like it's crossing something out. No. This is i, ki. This extends to the right. Here we have 2 lines meeting. They're kind of crossing. They're meeting. So this is me. This is a. Oof. This is in this cluster of H. So it's ha, hi, fu, he, ho. This is he. This is ha. This one is not. This is tsu. This is looks like a home. Ho. Home. This oof. That's hard. That's very hard. I'm gonna skip this one for now. Because I know this is su, this is u, this is shi, this is ka, this is so, this is ku, fu, and he. So the question is, what's this? Now what I could do is process of elimination, you know, go through all other 34 things that I've done. But that's, it's you don't learn that way. I'd rather get it wrong. I can try and remember. So the last cluster of 5 that we've done is mami mu memo. Mi is the 3 dashes. Mu is the mutation, that's the triangle looking thing. Me. Oof. So mo looks like, I don't know, like a T with 2 dashes or something. So could this be me? Oh, this is rough. I have no idea what this is. No, because me was a meeting of 2 lines. So it's not me. So maybe it's ma. No. I have a feeling this is a nu. Oh, Jesus. It is ma. Unfortunate. So what we're going to do, it's going to go again. To. It's too zoomed in. Ko, ni, ha, su, chi, ki, ka, ki, ka, u, sa, su, ka, a, ku. Ku, ni, o, me. Meeting of 2 lines. So that's actually new. It's just what I thought the ma was previously. Fu, so, net. Rocking chair, table, top. Mutation, mute, home, ho. So this one is the one that I got wrong, so that means it's ma. This is mo. No. But I gotta find a better way to remember this. So this looks like what does it look like? You could say that this almost looks like a mouth, you know, like it looks like a beak or, you know, some type of mouth. It's about to eat something over here where the mouse is, where the cursor marker is. And so this, you know, mammals have mouths. So we'll just say that looks like a mammal, the mouth of a mammal. Very convoluted, but I think it's going to help me remember. But in any case, we got all of those right. So I think the next step would be to go to study. We're going to undo random ordering. And from here, I think you know what I'm going to do? I am going to be cheeky. So sure, I can just keep adding more characters, but instead I'm going to, I think if I refresh the page, oh, it actually maintains these, which is good. We'll just, you know, just remove all of these. Won't take too long. Because now I wanna focus on my weak points, right? Like those 35 that I know, it's taking longer and longer to complete one cycle of the quiz. And currently these are the ones I'm bad at, right? I haven't even tried these before. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna just focus on these 8. And then this is 8, this is 3 plus 5 is 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's 35 that I sort of know now, 11 that I don't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and lock in, get these 11 down. And then the real test is gonna be, can I do all 46 in one go when applying random ordering? So let's just go through this list. I have like this sort of looks a little to me like ya does in hiragana. I think I could just do these 3. I'm not worried about them. But this looks a bit like ri does in hiragana. But ra, ru, re, and ro, it's gonna be tricky. Oh, this now also looks like she does, but it has one dash, and the dash is it's more horizontal than it is diagonal or vertical. You know, it looks more horizontal than it does vertical. And so now this is actually kind of tricky, right? Because let's say we hide the unselected words for a second. So this one, like, let me just select them just to kind of demonstrate the point. So there are those 3, the note at the bottom, and sa, shi, so, su. Are we missing one? I feel like there was one more. Okay, so basically there are 4 characters that look vaguely similar. You have shi, you have so, tsu, and then also n. So that's 4 similar looking characters. That's gonna be you know, a rough time trying to separate those 4. In any case, let's hide the unselected characters. Try and get these ones. So I'm just gonna wing it. This is ru. This is ro. This is vo, pronounced o. This is ya. This is la, and yo. It's you. This is re. No, and then I know this is ri, and then this is probably like you. Jeez, is this ra? It's not too bad. Let's apply random ordering. Let's go again. So this is ya. You, yo, ru, that, wo, pronounced o, ri, ro, and ra, va. Just one more time, just because, you know, why not? Ya, ra. Jeez. I'm gonna try and like come up with a story to remember this one. This is ro, ri, va, en, you. Ru, and wo pronounced wo. And basically it's these two that I get mixed up. The yo and you. So you could almost say that this looks like let's say that these two lines here, it's like someone pointing at someone. You're like, you there, you. And so then, you know, I know that this is in the cluster that starts with Y. So I know it's not ya, and I know it's not you because you is the one that points. And so by process of elimination, this must be yo. That's how I'm gonna remember it. So let's try that. So this is re, ri, ru, en, la. This one points, you. This is vo, pronounced o. By process of elimination, this is yo from the cluster of 3. This is ya, this is ro, and this is ra. So, moment of truth. Can I get this? Can I do all 46? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the quiz. Apply random ordering. I'm going to go for it. This is net. This is ro. Te. Sa. To. Tsu. U. He. O. Oh. Ha. I'm sweating bullets. What is this? What is that? Is that ra? Ri, this is a mutation. You know, it looks like a triangle. Looks like, you know, the mutation starts here, then it goes there, then it goes there. It looks like a warning sign, like a hazardous sign. So it's mu. This is ru. And this is... So she and so were paired. So only has one dash. This is she. This is chi. This is e. This is I. This is a. This is yo. And this looks like a mammal that's about to eat something. You know, the mouth of a mammal. This is not. This is great. This is working. This is a... Come on. Come on. Lock in. Lock in. What is this? Oh, I'm so scared. Very scared. Come on. Yes! This is get. This is ha, he, fu, he, ho. This is he. This is se. This is... Yes. Rejection, no. Like a, no. Crossing something out. This is me. This is someone pointing, like you there. You. This is... Oh god, what could this possibly be? Because this is N. So then this is lonely soul. There we go. This is re. This is two lines meeting, crossing. Me. This looks like a home. Ho. This is very bad. This is very bad. I'm gonna skip this. This is ni. This is ya. What's this? This is na. Ku. Kaki ku kako. Ku. Ki. Nu. Rocking chair, table, top. Box with something missing is quote. This is what pronounced quote. This is ka. What I could do is try and figure this out by process of elimination. Well, the question is, do I want to do that? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a compromise, right? I think this is u. I think I'm tired and that I forgot what the vowel is. So I'm gonna say it out loud to keep myself honest. And it's not. My next guess is that it's va. Just this one. Bloody hell. My next guess is that it's I feel like I might be in the cluster with the R's, you know? It's not ri, it's not ru. It's not re. So I think this definitely starts with an R. So I think it's ru. No, it's not. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I actually don't know what this is. It's not na. That's such a shame. I'm gonna put question mark. I have no idea what it is. It's fu. Should have known that. So I'm gonna save this result. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna keep going till I get 100. So okay, this shape looks like, can you almost imagine like like a shark's face? It's kind of straight, and then you've got like, you know, the jaw, the